Chelsea fans, I've got to say this. I'm fed up with just what I'm reading everywhere. Everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. This video, I'm going to get things off my chest. I've waited 24 hours and let things sort of begin to sort of calm down a bit. But as we all know, it's not. There's headlines galore. There's idiots tweeting stuff out. There's all sorts of nonsense being spoken about our football club. And the sanction was just shocking. But something's triggered me today, and it's the idiot that's called Danny Baker. We're going to call him Mr. Baker rather than what I want to call him because I don't want to be swearing on YouTube. He's tweeted this out. Chelsea fans, if your team got sanctioned and relegated down 3 divisions, would you still go? If yes, then what are you complaining about? If no, then jog on, mate. Go to another glamour squad, which will be along soon. Now, I just want to say this. Roman Abramovich and what's happening to him, we're going to put that aside for 1 second. This football club existed before Roman Abramovich. Yes, I understand that the worldwide appeal of Chelsea has grown since Abramovich turned up, and there's a fan base, a global fan base of Chelsea fans now. However, there are the hardcore fans. There are the fans that were those fans worldwide that supported Chelsea because of connections or roots or just because they appealed to them in the 70s maybe, that existed worldwide. It wasn't just the glory hunters, which these people are being labelled as at the moment. I will support Chelsea Football Club until the day I die, and it does not matter who's in charge, who's managing and who's playing. Managers, owners, players come and go, but one thing remains, and that's my football club, my hometown football club, Chelsea. I was born and raised 300 yards from the ground. I've been going to the ground since 1980, since I was 6, and I'm still going to do so whether we're playing in the Premier League or whether we're playing in the Conference South. It does not matter to me. It's my club. It's the club that I've loved all my life, and it's the club that I'm going to continue to support until the day I die. So people like Danny Baker, people that just think that the fan base of Chelsea have come along since Abramovich, wise up, stop your tweeting, and at the end of the day, you should be ashamed of yourself for the part you've played in Paul Gascoigne's downfall, and we all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let me get that off my chest. I'm just sick of nonsense, and it all stems from the news yesterday, these sanctions on Roman Abramovich. Now, I've got to be honest with you, probably most of you are probably going to feel the same way as I did yesterday. When he was sanctioned, we were all expecting it. Every single one of us knew it was going to happen. But I guarantee you that none of us would have ever imagined to the extent and to the extreme that it has regarding Chelsea Football Club. Now, people talk about the fact that, Abramovich's money is moody, it's Russian money, oil money, whatever. Chelsea were a situation where they're about to go bust and go under. Of course, if a big investor offers money and to pump into the club to keep it going, to build it again, build the trading academy, and just take the club from being here to make it one of the global leaders, one of the world champions as we are now, of course going to take that deal. Arsenal would take mega money if they had mega money thrown at them to go and spend on their squad. They probably have over time, and look what they've done to it. Man City are not being criticised for doing the same way. Man United the same. If you look at the period of time Roman Abramovich has been managing Chelsea, or owning Chelsea, I should say, being the owner of Chelsea, the amount of money he spent compared to those is probably going to be about the same about now. So, yes, he's got ties to Vladimir Putin, which none of us can disagree with and none of us can argue about, and what's happened to him personally has been expected. None of us thought that the ramifications for our football club would be as huge as they are. No new player contracts. So we've been negotiating with Tony Rudiger for 6 months now, probably maybe even a year. He wants ridiculous money. We weren't going to pay it, going backwards and forwards. Now we've got no choice. He's now got no choice. He's in a position where he goes in the summer. Says that Azpilicueta was probably going to leave anyway after his 10 years at the club to go back and finish his career in Spain, possibly with Barcelona or even Atletico Madrid. He's now free to go and do that. And to be honest with you, I think even without the sanctions, that would have been the case. Andreas Christensen, we've seen in recent days, his head's turned has been by Barcelona. He's going to go anyway. We're going to lose those 3 players. It's almost as if we now got a transfer ban, the same as what we had previously. I know we have got a ban, but you know what I'm saying. We have to now look at the academy again to filter out our squad. We can't sign any new players. We can't sell any players. Luckily enough, we've still got a license to play Premier League games, as we did last night with a good result against Norwich, albeit first half great, second half not so, but we killed it off at the end with a great goal from Kai Havertz again, who's scoring goals for fun at the moment, which is good to see. We're allowed to go on TV. Chelsea's game this Sunday is coming up against Newcastle. It can be broadcast. However, that TV money the club won't receive, it'll be held. The merchandise, the club shop has had to be closed down. The Chelsea megastore can't sell anything. Other third-party vendors, such as sports shops, can do it. If they've got the Chelsea replica kits in stock, they can sell them. But as far as the club goes, they can't do it. Then jumping on the bandwagon, we've seen 3 want to postpone their agreement with the club. We've seen Nike talking about their $900 million deal, talking about ending that prematurely because of the situation with Abramovich. Trivago, fair play to Trivago. They've come out this morning and they've backed the club and said they're going to continue with the club, which is great to see. Chelsea Football Club is being punished because of the owner. Chelsea Football Club is not responsible for what's happening in Ukraine. And what is happening in Ukraine is just scandalous. What Putin is doing, what Russia is doing is scandalous. There's war crimes aplenty. It's unjust and it is shocking. And the problem that we've got now is that the only way this is ever going to be resolved is when Putin and Russia stop what they're doing. And that's not going to be anytime soon. Let's be honest. I'm just sick and tired of reading these stories, reading these reports, reading all these people with their comments and their opinions on our football club because of our association with Abramovich being the owner. We were a football club before Abramovich. We're going to be a football club after Abramovich. And I'm just sick and tired of reading nonsense. And the twat Danny Baker with his tweet is just ridiculous. As I keep saying, or as I've said earlier, the football club is bigger than anybody. The owner, the manager, the directors, the players, the staff. The football club is the foundation of where we grew up, of the team we support, and it's still going to be sitting there, whether it's in the Premier League, whether it's in the Conference South. We are still going to be there, week in, week out, supporting our football club, because that's our team. What's happened with Roman Abramovich when he came into our football club and gave us everything we could ever have imagined when he first took over? We were already on the incline, we were building up, and we were getting somewhere near to be challenging season in, season out for the Champions League places, and then hopefully one day, maybe a title. Abramovich took us, with Jose Mourinho, that extra step and got us that title. And that's when the ball started rolling. Roman Abramovich has done nothing but invest in our football club, in the community, in the charities, in the academy. And because of his ties with Putin, this has happened. But he's given us, Chelsea fans, everything we could have ever dreamed of in our lifetime. We've literally won it all. We're world champions, European champions, and it's something that we never ever thought we'd ever dream of or ever see in our lifetime. And we've done it because of Roman Abramovich. So for football, in football terms alone, I love the man for what he's done for our football club and where he's taken us from where we were to where we are now. As far as football goes, that's it. What he does in his personal life, what he does, everything else is up to him. His ties with Putin's up to him, and he's being punished for it. Rightly so, he should be punished for it. But what's happening to our football club, because he owns the football club, to me is just, it's shocking, really. And you just hope that the football club can carry on in the Premier League. There's talk of it being thrown out. There's talk of it being all sorts happening at the moment. And will the football club still exist? Of course it will. It was a football club before Abramovich, and it will be again. There is sort of conflicting reports of the sale of the club. Abramovich obviously put the club up for sale. There's been reports of a £2.5 billion bid being rejected, and the sale now can't happen, according to most of the outlets that I'm reading, while this sanction is in place. However, there are also reports stating that the club could still be sold, but all of the money that is paid to buy the football club will go to causes such as Ukraine, the war, supporting the families and everybody affected by what's happening in Ukraine. All of it. Abramovich won't get a single penny. And that's because of the sanction. If that's what's got to happen, that's got to happen. But hopefully, we're going to come out the other end of this with a brand new owner. Thank Abramovich for what he's done for us as far as football goes, and then try to move forward. But for all those people talking about the fact that Chelsea are, we'll just support the club because it's a glamour club, it was being successful. Yes, there are supporters among the global fan base that have jumped on the Chelsea bandwagon because it appealed to them when they were looking for someone to support and saw us being successful, and that's down to them. You can't criticise people for doing that. There are people that maybe have got an affiliation with somebody else and then decided because Chelsea was successful to be a fan. Doesn't matter. There are lifelong Chelsea fans like me. I'm 48 this year. I've been a fan since I was 6. And I've been in the shed end in the second division behind electric fences and 8,000 fans or 6,000 fans watching Grimsby. I've been there through the tough times. I've been there through the glory days, the fantastic glory days we've seen. And I'm still going to be there in the future, whether it's Premier League, whether it's Conference South, whether it's wherever. I'm still going to be there. It's my club. It's the club that I love. And despite everything, Chelsea till I die. Simple as that. So, Danny Baker, you can do one. You absolute cretin. Sorry, people. I just had to get this off my chest. It's totally uncut, unedited, and just raw. And hopefully you guys feel the same way as me. If you do, drop a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, and have a look around the content that's normally on here. This is a completely different video because a fire was lit under me today and I had to get this done. I tried to record this video 2 or 3 times yesterday and just couldn't find the right words. And thanks to that idiot Baker, I've managed to do so. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Have a great day. Batten down the hatches. It's us against the world. The most hated club in the world. But Chelsea till I die. See you next time.